Picture yourself at 7 years old. You're building blanket forts that stretch across the living room, turning cardboard boxes into spaceships bound for distant galaxies, spending entire afternoons lost in worlds only you could see. No judgment, no rules, just pure, unfiltered creation. Now fast forward to today. You're sitting at your desk, staring at a blank screen or canvas, and that creative spark feels gone. Somewhere along the way, creating stopped being an adventure and started feeling like work. When did that happen? When did we lose that fearless joy? Here's the truth most adults forget. Play isn't childish. It's the secret fuel your creativity has been missing this whole time. If you're ready to rediscover the creative freedom you once had, you're in exactly the right place. Hit subscribe so we can keep exploring what lights you up. The problem. When we stop playing, we stop creating. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, most of us got the message loud and clear. Play is frivolous. It's something you do after the real work is done, if there's time left at all. And let's be honest, there's never time left. I remember a few years back I walked past an art supply store and saw these vibrant finger paints in the window. Something in me lit up. I wanted to buy them, take them home, and just make a mess on paper. But I stood there frozen thinking, I'm a grown adult. What would people think? I walked away empty-handed, feeling ridiculous for even wanting them. That moment stuck with me because I realized I'd started policing my own joy. And here's what that costs us. Studies from psychologists like Dr. Stuart Brown show that chronic play deprivation leads to rigidity in thinking, difficulty problem solving, and, you guessed it, creative block. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you only lift weights the same way every single day, you plateau. You stop growing. Play is cross-training for your mind. It keeps you flexible, adaptable, alive. So why is it so hard to give ourselves permission? We're rewarded for productivity, efficiency, outputs. Playing feels like we're wasting time. And worse, it feels vulnerable. We've learned to fear looking foolish, so we only engage in activities we're already good at. But here's the problem. Creativity doesn't live in your comfort zone. It lives in the mess, in the experimentation, in the moments when you have no idea what you're doing. Imagine your creativity as a river. When you were a kid, it flowed freely, twisting, turning, exploring new paths without hesitation. But as an adult, you've built dams, deadlines, expectations, the constant fear of being judged. Play is what breaks those dams open again. But here's the good news. You haven't lost that playful part of yourself. It's still there, waiting, and reclaiming it might be the single most powerful thing you can do for your creative life. The breakthrough, understanding play as creative fuel. So let's reframe what play actually is, because I think we've made it way too complicated. Play isn't just games or hobbies. It's any activity you do for its own sake. No goal, no pressure, just curiosity and enjoyment. That's it. Doodling during a meeting, cooking without a recipe just to see what happens, dancing in your kitchen when your favorite song comes on, rearranging furniture just to see how it feels. These are all forms of play. You've probably been doing it without even realizing it. Those moments when you lose track of time and just enjoy the process. And here's where it gets fascinating. Neuroscientists have found that when we play, our brains enter what's called a low-stakes exploration mode. We form new neural connections, experiment without the fear of consequences, and stumble onto unexpected solutions we'd never find if we were trying too hard. In other words, play teaches your brain that it's safe to try things that might not work, which is exactly the mindset every creative needs. Think about Steve Jobs. He famously took a calligraphy class at Reed College, not because it was useful or practical, but simply because it fascinated him. He had no idea where it would lead. Years later, that playful exploration became the foundation for the beautiful typography on the Mac. That one useless class changed how we interact with computers forever. Or consider this. A graphic designer I know was completely stuck on a branding project, spinning her wheels for days. Then she spent an afternoon building sandcastles with her nephew, no agenda, just playing in the sand. And suddenly, while watching those temporary sculptures take shape, the solution clicked. The freedom to create something that didn't matter unlocked the answer for something that did. Here's the mindset shift. We think play and work are opposites. But the most innovative people, they blur that line completely. They approach serious problems with playful curiosity. This doesn't mean you'll never struggle again. You will, but it means you'll have a tool to break through when you do. If this is clicking for you, if you're starting to see play differently, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps YouTube show this to more people who need permission to play again. The payoff. How to bring play back into your creative process. So how do you actually do this? How do you invite play back into your life when you've spent years being serious, productive, and goal-oriented? Let me walk you through 3 simple but powerful strategies that can transform how you create. Strategy number 1, schedule playtime. No agenda required. Here's the principle. Just like you block time for meetings or deadlines, you need to block time for unstructured exploration. I know that sounds counterintuitive, scheduling spontaneity, but trust me on this. Start with just 20 minutes a week. Put it on your calendar. Call it Play Lab, Experiment Hour, Creative Recess, whatever makes you smile when you see it pop up. During this time, try a new art supply with no plan for what you'll make. Build something with your hands, clay, cardboard, even food, or play a game you loved as a kid. The only rule is there are no rules. Now here's what's going to happen. Your brain will tell you this is a waste of time. You'll think of 17 more urgent things you should be doing instead. That's the damn talking. That's years of conditioning trying to keep you productive and safe. Push through it just once and notice what happens. Notice how you feel afterward. This week, pick one 20-minute slot. Put it in your calendar right now. I'll wait. And remember, don't create anything good. Just play. Strategy number 2, lower the stakes. Here's the truth. Play dies the moment the outcome matters too much. You need spaces where nothing is on the line, where failure is literally impossible because you're not trying to succeed. If you're a writer, try writing terrible poetry on purpose. Make it as awful as you can. If you're a designer, sketch with your non-dominant hand. If you're a musician, play random notes and call it experimental. The goal is to remove the pressure of being good. Experts in creativity call these safe-to-fail experiments. When your inner critic knows this doesn't count, that nobody will see it, that it's not going on your portfolio, it shuts up. And your creative self can finally breathe. Picture a jazz musician improvising. They're not sitting there trying to compose the perfect song. They're following curiosity, seeing where the next note takes them, building on accidents and happy mistakes. That's the energy we're after. That's where breakthrough happens. So here's your challenge. Choose one creative project this month that you do purely for fun. No sharing it on social media. No asking for feedback. No judging yourself. Just you and the joy of making something. Strategy number 3, steal play principles from kids. Watch how children play, and you'll notice they're masters at 3 things: curiosity, repetition without boredom, and zero attachment to outcomes. Let's translate that to your work. First, curiosity. Instead of asking, "How do I solve this problem?" start asking, "What if I tried this weird thing?" Give yourself permission to explore the unusual path, the silly idea, the thing that probably won't work. Second, repetition. Don't abandon ideas too fast. Kids will play the same game 50 times, tag, hide and seek, building towers and knocking them down, and each time they find something new. Your creativity needs that same patience, that same willingness to return to an idea and see it differently. Third, detachment. Kids don't mourn sandcastles when the tide comes in. They just build another one. Your drafts, your experiments, your failed attempts, they're all sandcastles. Let them be temporary. Let them wash away so you can build again. I used to get so attached to every idea, every sentence I wrote. If something didn't work, I'd spiral into this existential crisis about whether I was even creative at all. Then I started thinking like a kid. This is fun for now, and I can make more. That shift changed everything. It gave me permission to fail, to experiment, to create freely again. Here's what I want you to understand. Play isn't a luxury. It's not a reward you earn after you've been productive enough. Play is the engine that powers your creativity in the first place. Without it, you're running on empty, wondering why nothing feels inspired anymore. Remember that 7-year-old version of you at the beginning? The one who built blanket forts and turned cardboard into spaceships? The one who created fearlessly, without asking permission or worrying about whether it was good enough? They're not gone. They're still inside you, just waiting for you to give yourself permission again. I know this feels vulnerable. I know part of you is thinking, but I have real responsibilities. I have deadlines, bills to pay, people counting on me. You do. All of that is true. And you also deserve to feel alive in your work again. You deserve to create with joy, not just obligation. So here's your mission. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today or this week. Do one thing purely for play. No productivity metrics, no outcome to measure, just curiosity and joy. Dance to a song you loved in high school. Draw something ridiculous, stick figures doing ninja moves, a cat riding a skateboard, whatever makes you laugh. Build a tower out of whatever's on your desk right now. It doesn't matter what you choose. What matters is that you do it. That you take one small step back toward that creative freedom you once knew. If this message landed with you, if you're feeling that spark of possibility right now, I want to invite you to join this community. Hit that subscribe button because we're on a mission here to help you create not just more, but better with more joy and freedom. This is about reclaiming the parts of yourself that make you feel most alive. And drop a comment below and tell me, what's one playful thing you're going to try this week? I read every single one and I can't wait to hear from you. I want to know what lights you up. Remember, your creativity isn't broken. It's just been too serious for too long. Let's change that.